Hi, this is Thane.
This is Ed.
And we're going to fight another 40k battle between Tyranids and Ultramarines. Let's go over the forces. Ed, you want to do yours first?
Alright, I got 3 Predators, 2 Repulsors. Repulsor has 10 infantry, 5 infantry, captain and a lieutenant. This Repulsor has 10 infantry, 5 Reavers in reserve, and a Storm Talon gunship to give close air support.
And when you say infantry, those are just intercessors?
Primaris intercessors, yeah.
Okay.
Sergeant with power swords. The Reavers are the heavy bolt pistol and the combat knife.
Alright. And what the Tyranids brought was 1 Acid Fix, currently hiding behind a building from a lot of Predators. 1 Neurothrope, 6 Hive Guard, 3 Pyrovores, 30 Gaunts without the Devourers, 1 Hive Tyrant with Rending Claws and a Heavy Venom Cannon. And then in reserve we have 2 Trigon Primes, a unit of Tyranid Warriors with a Prime in the middle, and then 30 Gaunts with Devourers. So I've spent a Jormungandr stratagem to put him in with the same Trigon as these guys. He will be the Warlord, sure, why not? And for lack of originality and planning ahead, he will have the Jormungandr trait of ignoring cover. And that's it. This is the, what's the name of this battle?
It's from the chapter approved, and it is Eternal War, Dominate and Destroy. Consists of 6 objective markers, and it's a running total. At the end of each of your turns, you get 1 point for each objective marker held. And we're using quarters to represent the objective markers.
Because both of us were lazy and left our objectives at home.
3 command points base, 3 command points for a battalion detachment, and 1 command point for the spearhead, so it's total 7 command points.
I have the same, except I already spent 1.
I'm spending 3 command points to upgrade the captain to a chapter master. So I'm down to 4 command points.
And what does that get you?
Normally a captain is reroll all 1s to hit. A chapter master is rerolled all failed hit rolls.
Oh, okay. Nice.
4 plus 1 is 5. It's a tie.
Trying again.
7.
I won't be beating that.
Do you steal the initiative?
Let's try it.
I've seen it happen.
But not today.
Not today. Alright.
So he is castling up and just threw out his reroll guys to, castle. These have moved out from the repulsor.
And then the second squad is going
Grabbing
to
objectives.
advance. Reavers.
These infantry have departed from this repulsor. Some have moved up onto this building and others towards that objective.
Deep striking the Reavers there.
And the Storm Talon moved over here.
Summary. Vehicles castled up, waiting for the enemy to show up. Infantry moved out to hold the objective under there. Infantry moved to hold the objective there. These infantry advanced up to help cover them, take that objective there. Flyer shot forward to engage the big nasty Gribbly hiding behind the building. Thus ends turn 1. I have a total of 3 victory points for holding 3 objectives.
Here it is after my movement. I brought up the Trigon with all of these guys right here. They have a bunch of infantry targets, and if they need to, they can fire at a Predator and maybe we'll get some wounds. This didn't move. It's got targets it can see right now. The Neurothrope didn't move. It's got things it can do right now. They didn't move because why would they ever move? These came over to take that objective that these guys are leaving. And the Hive Tyrant moved up and is hoping that everyone else will be too busy to fire at him. And then the other one came up over here with all of the Hive, all of the Tyranid warriors, and they're going to hope to put some wounds down onto this if necessary. Oh, and this Neurothrope did move up here, because why wouldn't it? It's got plenty of other things that can be shot at before it. For the Psychic phase, this Neurothrope smited and psychically screeched at the Storm Talon. He put the Armor of Contempt and managed to save 2 out of the 6 wounds. And this Hive Tyrant gave itself Catalyst, because nothing else was within range that he cared about. The Acid Fex fired at the Storm Talon with its flame and brought the remaining 6 wounds off of it. And then its second shot went over here at the Reavers. Got 9 hits, but only managed to kill 1 of them. Hive Guard fired at this Repulsor. Got 8 hits. Only got 1 wound out of it all. Very disappointed in you. This Trigon and his assortment of Termagants fired at the Marines on top of this building. Only managed to kill 3 of them. And then they put a few shots over here, but they didn't do any additional wounds. The Tyranid warriors and the just the Tyranid warriors all fired at that Repulsor, did 3 more wounds to it. This fired at, the Trigon fired at the Intercessors and killed 1 of them. And then I will use a pair of command points to reactivate these guys and have them shoot again, hopefully a little more successfully than last time. Okay, so they were actually disappointing, but they did get 6 wounds through. And now we go into the charge phase. He made his charge. He did take a wound on the way in. This guy got hit 3 times by las cannons and actually did not take a wound in spite of the rerolls. So let's see if he can kill a tank. Okay, so that was pretty disappointing for the Trigons. This one managed to kill 2. Also, he does have the young girl factor, hence the black claws. He did get an extra attack, and even with that, he still only killed 2 of them. Over here, he did swing at a Predator, did a little bit of damage, but was still also pretty disappointing. They swung back, rolled over his tail. Sure, they rolled over his tail and did a wound. And so that is the end of the Tyranid turn, unless I were for some reason want to spend 3 command points to see my troops not do enough damage again. And I will not. Okay, on to Ed. Ed is moved up over here towards the Neurothrope and Acid Fex. These guys backed off. He kept his castle pretty much intact. And then these disengaged and stepped back a little bit. So this Predator fired at him. He used the stratagem that links up 3 Predators, which is awesome. Hit it 4 times, wounded it 4 times. I did not save, and he just rolled really poorly. Even with the reroll, he only did 8 wounds. This Repulsor fired 2 las cannons, hit, failed to wound, and then put a whole bunch of shots into the Termagants. And then these put shots into the Termagants, and those put shots into the Neurothrope. And actually, they put shots into the Neurothrope too. But altogether, they managed to kill nearly all of them. This fired here with the las cannons. I rolled it. We thought it was 2 hits, but because its damage was actually only 1, rolled the boxcars anyway. So this guy really polished his armor up against las cannons this game. The rest of the shots are going to go into him. So, amongst all of those shots, he managed to take 6 more wounds off of him, and he is reduced in effectiveness.
I want to see the math.
So, the Repulsor has charged this guy. And this Predator is feeling bold and has charged this Trigon. Only has 3 wounds left. Must be feeling lucky. Ed, explain that maneuver, because actually it's not a bad idea.
All right, originally this Trigon was pinning these 2 tanks. These 2 tanks fell back, so now they couldn't shoot this turn. This tank was able to fire, heavily damage the Trigon. Then he swings around and charges to pin the Trigon to prevent him from engaging. His reduced stats mean that this tank has a better chance of surviving.
So next turn they'll get to shoot. Those 2 tanks should get to shoot next turn.
This tank has the ability to fly. So now I've pinned this guy. He can't move around anywhere to engage anybody else. He has reduced stats. This tank is a toughness 8 and has a significant chance to survive. And the ability to fly means he can fall back next turn and shoot, assuming he survives.
Yep, planning ahead, and my Trigons have not been impressive, so it may be a good plan. So far, neither of them did any damage. It's my turn to retaliate, and I am hoping to make this a bad plan for them. We'll see what happens. One more final thought, and this is a little-known fact that almost no one takes advantage of. Heroic Intervention allows you to move a character to engage anyone at the end of the charge phase who's within 3 inches of you. They don't have to have charged. These guys who retreated not far enough, I could have moved in to engage them. Because the Trigon Prime is a character. Same deal under here. If he had not charged me, I would have engaged those guys. Might have been able to keep them from getting that command point. So that's the other reason this is not a bad idea. So you got the young girl factor of +1 strength and ended up not making a difference. You got a couple hits. You got 2 wounds on a 5 and a 6. He does have toxin sacks, and he rolled a total of 9 wounds, which is enough to kill it. It did not blow up. And on this side it did work out because I whiffed. He only needs 5s to hit, and only got 1 of them, which failed to wound. These 4 guys ran up here on run orders, which is stupid. They should have come this way. These guys advanced up over here. The Hive Tyrant advanced to be right underneath of that objective. This guy is free, so he advanced towards the tanks. You're stuck, but he's probably okay about that. And then this came around the corner. The acid effects to try to get some shots over here. It'll only be shooting once this turn. And then my Pyrovores just moved up to take this objective. I like putting them where they can do something, but they really don't have a lot of targets this game. For Psychic Phase, he gave the Tyranid Warriors Catalyst, and then smited one of these intercessors away. Tried to smite, failed, and then psychically screamed to do a wound. So not a super eventful Psychic Phase, but Tyranid Warriors should survive another turn in the face of all of that firepower. These fired at that Predator, only did 1 wound. They're really much better against infantry. Hive Guard took some shots at this, did 7 wounds, so yay. He shot at them and killed 3 of them. Did not get the last guy. Got 10 hits, but he saved really well. And then the Hive Tyrant took a shot way over at that repulsor. Hit, did not wound. Little historical revisionism. Only a few of these were in range of that repulsor, so we just refired all of that again. Fate was not kind at my attempt at cheating. 2 of them fired at the repulsor, 4 of them at that Predator in the middle. Only scored 1 wound on the repulsor, and
The orange dice are how many wounds remain.
yeah, and scored a few more on that Predator. Now they're going to fire a second time. Fate was still not looking kindly upon my cheating. Did 1 more wound here, did a couple wounds there, and did at least take this one away. Alright, on to charge phase. So I left this guy alive in the hopes of being able to charge him with my Tyranid Warriors. And then this is going to charge that Predator. Gulp. Ed again got 3 hits on Overwatch with his Predator. Killing him, he thrashed about, did 2 wounds to the Predator, and he's gone. They did make their charge, and they have daisy-chained back to the Prime. So, these guys were rending clawed him completely apart, so that killed that unit. And then he managed to do 7 wounds with using my last command point, and he took nothing back. And so that is the end of this turn. I am out of command points. And overall, I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4.
And then I wiped out 1, 2.
The wipeouts will calculate up at the end because they're not cumulative.
Okay, so I've gotten 6 total so far, and you've gotten 6 total so far. 6 to 6, plus I got a first blood if there is such a thing in this, which I'll be fine if there isn't. And then whatever we've killed. All right, Ed is now up.
All right, intercessors advanced. Intercessors remained in cover back here, so they're within range of the objective. Predator fell back. The repulsor, because of its ability to fly, just jumped forward 10 inches. These 2 Predators remained stationary. The captain and lieutenant advanced.
This could be the end of the Trigon.
No.
These fired here and did 1 wound. Repulsors fired his last cannons into here, killing him. But does he thrash? I can't tell. Wow, isn't fate weird?
Where did I go?
I don't know. Oh, there it is. It is definitely not the 6. It's on the side. With his remaining firepower, he killed off this squad, put a whole bunch of shots into here, killed 1, took another one down to 2 wounds. And then this Predator fired at the Hive Tyrant, got 3 through, and killed him outright. This fired across the battlefield at these guys, killed 4 of them. They don't have synapse anymore, so they actually could lose a few more. Captain failed his charge. Lieutenant is considering the same. Might be an inch closer.
Yeah, he needs a 9.
Needs a 9. He's thinking? Is that really his best move?
No, not my best move.
Oh, I was hoping.
No.
Look, they have their rending claws stretched towards you like they want a big
He
hug.
doesn't have an invulnerable save. He does, so
Big
all
hug.
those rending claws would be useless.
Your fear of hugs is sad.
All right, 2 objectives.
2 objectives.
So I am at 8 points.
It is
And
now
this
8 to 6.
concludes my 3rd round. We're going into your 3rd round.
Tyranids, round 3. And losing that Hive Tyrant was a very big blow to me. I was counting on him to be a threat on this side and to keep them from running off. Which reminds me, they got a morale test to make. And I believe that means they lost 6 more. And so, did the tactic of rushing the Predator into the Trigon work out? Yes, it did.
Predator held the Trigon, then my turn. Predator moves here, exposing the Trigon to the... But it was that ended up killing him, so... Yeah.
Yep, all pretty good. Hey, and let's take a moment to talk about this terrain. This is all available from the Thames Games Etsy store. You can see how the stairways are all made to let things put their bases into them. These make great line of sight blockers. You can't see through that. And you got cover and altitude up here. Great crates. Unique design. A cyclotronic refinery, which makes whatever the heck is in there. I don't know what it is, but if it wasn't for those stasis fields, 2 Mile Crater, that's all I'm saying. And then we have a mine shaft over here. Lots of places for cover on it. Line of sight blocking. And then a whole bunch of crates. Tyranid Prime advanced forward. These guys walked normally. moved out just a little bit, try to get them into synapse. He advanced forward to try to smite these tanks. He walked forward. He could have double tapped here, but he's going to instead try to go here. And I guess we're probably leaving them for a turn. Then of course those stayed still, and those are guarding an objective. Psychic phase. Rolled a 7, went ahead and re-rolled the 1, got a 12, took the 3 points, went ahead and did 5 points here, but he's hurting pretty bad. And then Psychic Scream went off, but got countered. Only did 1 wound from the acid effects to the Predator. Also put his spine banks into it. Did not help. Okay, so these fired into the repulsor, got 3 wounds on it. And then these split fire and got 4 shots, or 4 of them fired at the repulsor and 2 of them at the Predator. Got exactly enough wounds to take it down, take both of them down, and the Predator did explode spectacularly, but nothing was around to really appreciate it. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, and then I left this, so it is now 9 to 8, and we are going into Space Marine turn 4.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pop these guys back up here.
These Predators pulled forward. These guys moved up to keep both of them in their bubble and no doubt to charge. These guys have moved up again, and I'm going to expect them to do something cool. Sergeant Kronos is firing.
All hits.
All have hit.
All wounds, -3.
Okay. Acid Fax is armor of 2 right now, and it needs 5s.
I mean, if you're allowing.
Oh, only 1 got through.
13 misses though. Yes.
2 wounds.
All right, down to 5.
It went to the top, and I was like, oh. I mean, I did.
Durable, Yourmonger, Acid Fax. They have fired. Did 1 more wound to him. He knows what's scary.
All 4 las cannons. So he's hitting on, normally hit on 3s, but he moved, so he's hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s and 2s for the captain.
Okay.
Good thing I'm re-rolling.
Nope.
Doesn't matter. So 2 hits, 1 wound.
I mean, it might be up to like.
Needs another 5. No. Oh, and it is the end of the Acid Fax. That's going to hurt. Here comes
gamble.
charging.
Average.
So it's going to be 1,
2.
2, 3. I'm going to need a 6 to get base to base. So a 5.
Okay.
And you have no line of sight.
I have no line of sight. That'll do it.
That'll get him.
He is charged.
The lieutenant. He's in there.
So between the 2 heroes, they have done 7 wounds and killed 3 of them. Tyranid warriors inflict 1 wound back on the lieutenant and 2 wounds back on the captain. So you got 1, 2.
That's it.
So you're up to 10 points, and I'm still at 9. So the Neurothrope came back to claim an objective, and you can still threaten these guys. These advanced up a little bit. They may get a few shots onto this tank. Probably won't do anything but make its hull really gross, but sometimes that's what you do as a bug. And then this thing came up around a little bit. We'll put some shots on the vehicle and then position to charge.
That's my Christmas present.
This psychically screamed and killed 1 and healed himself, like a good Neurothrope will do. I'm sorry, he smited, and then he psychically screamed and killed another one. Fortunately, that does not heal him. But he's feeling okay about life. The Tyranid Prime fired at it, did 1 wound. These guys, Termagants, fired with their lowly flesh borers and did 1 wound. And then these guys finally found their aim and did 9 wounds and made what they did completely irrelevant. They also killed 1 over here. It did blow up.
No.
The Predator did blow up, and so now everything is dying. That's going to leave a mark. A bad mark.
And then your unit takes 1 mortal wound.
That is insulting. Right.
These guys get beat up.
So, that was pretty cruel, I gotta say.
That cost me the game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that really hurt.
Yeah, that cost the game.
It was going to be close, and now I think I should be able to kill them this turn, and then you got 3 units left for turn 5. All right, well, let's go ahead and see what close combat brings.
Captain's gone.
And the captain is gone. So he did make his charge in. Got 3 hits. Almost made his 3 up invuln, but that was all he needed after being blasted in the back by an exploding predator. And then the warriors closed in and rendered the lieutenant down. And that'll be the end of that turn. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives, and that'll take me up to 13. So it is now 13 to 10. It is Space Marine turn 5.
The final turn.
Okay. Do you want to play it out?
Oh yeah.
Cool. A predator moves forward.
Alrighty.
You're going to kill an Earthroid.
I will take 6 shots at him.
Okay.
5 hits.
For the one guy to be like, yeah.
Aww.
1 wound at -1.
Like explain it like 30 seconds.
Saves.
God.
And then I'll take 4 last cannon shots at him.
This seems unsporting.
3 hits. No, he moved. So 2 hits.
2s to wound.
1 wounding hit.
Does he get to reroll the 1?
Nope.
No? Okay. Needs a 3. Got a 4.
And that's it for shooty phase. No charge phase.
All right.
Turn is done.
This turn is done. You got 2 more points, so he's at 12 and I'm at 13. I guess I should go ahead and see if I can kill that unit and then put the rest into there. I don't see any reason to advance up. He has psychically screamed 1 off the table, but failed to smite. Okay, so these guys fired at the Predator completely ineffectively. These decided to take out those infantry units for victory points. 4 of them fired here and killed. 2 of them fired here and only did 1 wound, so that's embarrassing. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more objectives. That will put me at 17 to 12, and then it's whatever we murdered. And over here,
We're not done.
27,
You got 27. Line breaker.
28,
Slay the warlord.
29.
First blood.
Already counted that.
Okay. 29.
Yep. So 29, and then you got 1, 2. These guys are still alive. 3, 4, 5. Just 5.
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah, that's right. All right, man. Well, good game.
That was good. That was good.
It was real close up until the turn that Predator blew up. Yeah, because that captain could have easily killed my warlord.
Oh yeah.
And I was not likely to kill him.
The plan was for the captain and lieutenant to fall back and both the predators unload.
Ah, yeah.
And that would have wrecked that area. allowing me to finish it off in turn 5.
Yep.
But yeah, not happening.
Well, these guys were
That
inconsistent,
bugger
but they
survived
made
a lot of
it.
shots at him.
My Neurothropes always do well. I really like that model. I won't even play a Zoanthrope anymore. I need to make some headpieces so that they look like true Neurothropes, but I just don't see any reason to take a Zoanthrope with Neurothropes in the game. All right, everyone. Well, that was a close game up until the last turn, and stay tuned. We'll do some more soon. Oh, and check out my Etsy store. It's where you get cool terrain. Cool terrain. You want cool terrain? Look at this thing. Look at it. Want it. All right.